Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Franchuk and I'm a professional artist, dreamer, traveler, and this vlog is a release vlog of my absolutely new collection that I have been working on for quite some last months, and I'm really happy to show you guys it today. But before we dive into it, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you will not miss any of the new videos. So last weeks were basically just a lot about finishing and making sure all of the pieces are finalized, sign, varnish, photograph, all of the fun work or not so fun. I don't know, it really depends how you see it, but it's like a whole chunk of work goes into like working with the final product. And sometimes it takes even more time than working actually with a painting start to finish. So this is just really sobering part of an art business, but it's also really fun because just to see pieces come together, to see them on the wall. We also try shooting some of them in the interior. So it's always a completely different level where you see fruit of your work after some period and you see the pictures and videos, and I just love it so much. So I'm gonna show you guys this 5 pieces that I started last month and that I was simultaneously working on, and they had a completely different beginning and stylistic to them, which was just starting with one painting, but then I just felt like I have to go more into the interior and just like really imagine interiors that I want my painting to hang in. So I went through Pinterest and different like interior mood boards and just seeing and imagining spaces where the paintings would go, and I realized that my colors sometimes, like my color themes, are not created with a thought of a specific space. So I created this new body of work that I feel like would be way more inclusive in multiple interiors, and it basically would fit any space because it's a lot more neutral colors. It's a lot more just like dusted shades that are not like too bright, and also there's a lot of green, and it just fits so well with all of the wood elements which many interiors have. And I'm just so excited how, like, moving from the interior perspective, I was able also to grow and to experience different techniques in my process and different color palettes and just different process altogether. So I'm excited to show you this just in a moment. So this is one of those pieces that started all. It's called August, and for me it just gives such a warm, soothing feeling, and I do love that now it's fall and it's getting a bit cooler, but I always feel like August is this bittersweet transition from a lot of blossoming and heat and vacations to more calming, contemplating, reflective time of the year in the fall. And this edge of 2 seasons is just a really sweet spot, and I was trying to kind of make it look like flower fields, blue sky, but also it has a lot of resting space. It has some pink, some pop of a bright color, like it kind of reminds me of the fields of just grain or something, but also like wildflowers. But because of the resting space and a bit more muted colors, I feel like it's really calm piece, but it still has a lot of vibrancy in specific spots to it. So really interesting. I used different types of texture, a lot less texture, no collage. I really wanted to make it feel really light and airy. So yeah, just really different process, but so happy with it. I feel like I discovered something that would help me improve my overall practice a lot. And this piece is called Arise Love, and I don't know, like also just The name just came to me and it just feels really tender and joyful in the same time. It has a lot more blue and green shades than the other one, but also like all of this really gentle pinks that are a little bit popping, a little bit muted, so a perfect balance. Really love how this one turned out. I feel like it has a bit different composition. It does have different composition and different dynamic, but I would imagine it also with some wood furniture. So all of the pieces framed in natural oak frame. They're custom made, they're handmade. It's a super cool Ukrainian business that I love collaborating with and supporting, and they just do an amazing job. It's super high quality floater frames that we use. So those pieces come already framed and ready to hang, which is, I feel like, is super important and just nice because it arrives ready to put on your wall, and you don't need to hire a framer or like go and see like framing options, because it's pretty, like, I try to choose frames also that complement the pieces and will fit into most of the interior, so you can be sure that it's will fit perfectly your space. So I also created 2 smaller scale paintings in similar style, and one of them, this one called Rain and Saturdays. I changed color scheme for this one, and as I was working on it, it just really came easy to me, the name and the colors. So somehow it just associates with me with rainy weekends and just lightness and freshness of staying at home and doing something in the house and just watching through the window, sipping coffee, taking things slow. So this was like the first impression I got while creating this piece. It doesn't have a poem yet, but maybe by the time it launches, it will. And this piece has like really different vibe to it. Like the other ones, they feel more like this like blanket type of abstract, where it's just composition just works differently, and in this one it's clearly like a landscapey type of composition, but it still looks cohesive with the rest of the pieces. But I really like this dramatic feeling of the light and the sun. So I started it pretty abstract, but I had this idea of the sun and reflections on the water and associations with it. I grew up in a coastal town, so I could watch sunrise and sunset on the ocean like day and night, like never get tired of it. So this is kind of what this reminds me of, and this darker greens and those touches of white, it just somehow reminds me of like storm coming on the sea, but then the sun shining and like this juxtaposition of different elements in the nature. So this one is really about just associations with the sea and the sea landscape and different elements of the nature, ocean and rain, and just all of this feeling that you get if you ever got under the rain next to the sea. It's just something really breathtaking that is worth experiencing. So that was an inspiration for this piece. And last piece, and the most major, huge piece of this collection, is this painting that I was working the most and experiment the most on. And it's always in the same time easier, but in the same time also harder to work in a bigger scale, because I feel a lot more free working with like these huge brushes and just having a lot more space for expression. But in the same time you have to still like pull the composition together and have enough layers, enough depth, enough details, and not everywhere the same. So this piece, I feel like I was talking to you guys that in the previous vlogs that it was like still missing something. So what I added to this, I added this part with sunrise or sunset. I think it's more like a sunrise, and everything around it with those kind of arches and all of these repeating elements of arches, I feel like really make it a focal point and just add something that it was missing before. So this is a huge painting, and it's a statement piece. It's a central piece of the room, of the house, of the home, living room, a place of gathering. So I cannot wait to see where this painting will go and the impression and the emotion it's gonna evoke in those who will look at it every day. All of these paintings are now available on the website estherfranchuk.com. So if you want to see more close-ups, different shots, different angles of the paintings, also how they look in the lighting, and read the poems, a bit more of the description and meaning behind them, their stories, you can check it on the website. And this vlog was again more like a release vlog and just finalizing, finishing everything in the studio. I was really working and trying to finish everything in time because we are going on a trip and we're gonna be in Italy and gonna be joining Milan Art Experience, doing some workshop with the school. So it's gonna be a lot more of a different content coming weeks ahead. From our travels and from our experience with the actual experience and the artists and all of the art events and workshops going on there. So this is what is coming. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys next week.